For this video, I'm just going to be outlining the basics of ranking and what to think about and keep in your head for the future videos to come. Alright, so when doing ranking, there are three factors that we need to be taking into account when trying to get a viral video. So number one is AVD, or average view duration. Number two is the swipe ratio, or the SW. And number three is engagement. Okay. I'm just going to briefly explain each of these factors, and then in the following videos, we will dive into them more deeply. First of all, we have AVD, or average view duration. And you may be asking, okay, but what does that actually mean? Well, this just means people that actually stay to watch your video. So people that stay, you get it. So, and this actually needs to be over 100% ideally. And obviously, this depends on your LOV, so that's your length of video. So it does depend on that, but ideally we want to hit the number of above 100%. Look, I know what some of you are thinking, above 100%, that just sounds unrealistic, and that just sounds like a tough target to hit. Well, I'm just going to show you what a graph will look like on this. Say this is 100%, okay, right here. So this is, like everybody that scrolls onto your video, this is 100. So some of your guys' graph, let me go in blue. Some of your guys' graph will look something like this. You know, it goes down. It's not really that flat. Yeah, you might get a big dip at the end. All right. So this is what some of you guys some of your guys' graph will look like, and this is not what we want. Okay, let me show you what we do want. In a lot of viral videos, and especially my ones that have done well, this is what it kind of looks like. So because people are replaying the hook, it's going to start at around 180%. It's going to dip a little bit, and then it's going to be as flat as possible. And we might end at what, like 80%? 80%. And because this is at, like, say what? Like 140%, because people stay to watch the hook again, and it ends at 80%, this is going to lead to an AVD for over 100%. And that's what we want. Secondly, we have the swipe rate, or swipe ratio, and this is just abbreviated as SW. Okay, and what we want for this metric, ideally, we want above 78% for ranking, all right? So in other niches, in commentary niches, you might want above 81%, some gurus have been saying. But for ranking, I think as long as it's above 78%, you should be in the green to get a viral video, okay? So what does this look like? Okay, so to get a swipe rate, to get a good swipe rate, right, what do we have to do? All right, so in ranking, there's a very specific and strategical way of doing this, okay? So first of all, well, obviously, it is 80% of the clip that you're using, okay? You can do as much editing as you want, but at the end of the day, the clip is going to be the deciding factor, or is what's going to matter the most when getting a good swipe rate. So for this clip, all right, you want to evoke different, like a certain emotion. So the strongest emotions to evoke for this hook to get a good swipe rate is either tension, you want to use tension, or you want to evoke a shock emotion. These two aspects are so important when hitting this number. And I'm going to explain to you guys why. For example, say we're doing ranking best cat vet moments, okay? You're going to think of a hook clip, or the first clip in your ranking video, that's going to instantly grab the viewer's attention and evoke one of these two. So say, okay, what's going to be good? All right, so you find a clip of, okay, I'm going to draw a cat here. Look at its little whiskers. It's got its face. And okay, maybe I should be an artist, no? All right, so this is the cat, and instantly, oh my god, this cat's going to get injected by a big needle. Okay, this is a needle. And this cat, it's looking super cute, and the viewer sees a big needle going to inject this cat, and they know what's going to happen. So they are thinking they are going to stick around to see this cat get injected. Maybe they don't want to see it, but they're going to be hooked on this video because they're experiencing this tension emotion, because they know the cat's going to get injected. And this especially works when you add a riser. So you add a riser, like the low to high sound, and that's just going to amplify this emotion even more. So this indicates that there's going to be a payoff, and the audience knows the payoff is going to be the cat get injected. So this will lead to a good swipe rate. Lastly, and arguably the most important factor, is engagement. What actually is engagement? So this consists of subs, so subscribers, likes, and comments. There we go. So it consists of these three things, and one of the easiest ones to evoke and that is going to push your video up more is comments. So this is something to really aim for, and you really want to get as many comments as you can get on your videos. So how do you do this? What I really like to do, and what I think works really, really well, is using subtle CTAs. Alright, so subtle CTAs, what does that mean? So we know what CTAs are. That is just a call to action. You may have seen in some various videos, like maybe they say, like and subscribe for good luck. I don't know, for 10 years of good luck or whatever. Or they'll say, comment your favorite one. The issue about this is that when people see it, it could cause a dip in retention. And this is what I've seen in the past using a CTA that is not subtle. So why a subtle CTA works really well is because you're not signifying to the audience to do something. You're not telling them to do something. It's something they're picking up on their own, and the audience is more likely to comment if they think they are smarter than you. I'm going to give you guys a few examples of a subtle CTA you could use. All right, so number one, say a subtle CTA. Okay, we could, if we're doing ranking on football players, you could call Ronaldo a different football player. So you call him Messi. So you could call Ronaldo Messi. And this is, so people are going to comment about this because think, oh, this guy's so stupid. How's he called Ronaldo Messi? And this is going to work really well because this could even just spark debate in the comments. People just rage baiting each other, arguments in the comments. And this is what you want. You want as many comments as you want to push the video further. Another subtle CTA would be missing a number in your rankings. All right. So you could go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And people are going to comment, well, he's an idiot. He just missed 4. Where's 4? And there's going to be multiple comments. I've experimented with this myself, actually. And there are always comments saying, oh, he missed a number. Where is this number? So these are both good strategies to increase your comments, increase your engagement, and therefore push your videos forward.